All right, the Chargers have made the right move at the right time. If you're new to the channel, we are Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel talking about nothing but the Chargers because we started it because we love Jim Harbaugh because we're up here in Michigan, and now it's just nothing but the Chargers. So you get an outsider's perspective into your team. Here's the move that was made, and it's just like, man, it's really becoming fruitful now. J.K. Dobbins, you get him in the offseason, and I think it was perfect because you didn't want to go quite like Derrick Henry and Saquon Barkley, and it really wasn't in the cards. But also, you didn't want to go no running back like the Dallas Cowboys. Like everyone's picking on them this week. It's awesome. Lions, that was just great. Everything was great about that. But they don't get a running, like they literally don't have a running back. Ezekiel Elliott's who they're going to go with. But instead, the Chargers being one step ahead are like, look, we can't quite afford this, but we don't want to just get like nobody. So they get a few different options. And J.K. Dobbins is coming through for them. He had a couple quiet weeks, and then he burst back out there close to 100 yards, getting some offensive linemen healthy. And now he's sixth in the NFL with 438 yards rushing and 81 carries. So if you would have told me after 5-6 weeks that he would be sixth in the NFL, I would have said, perfect. That means the Chargers are 500 or a little bit better, at least. And that's what they are. 3-2, running game's consistent. Dobbins is just kind of the guy. So it's not that it's just when you did this move in the offseason, it was like, what's going to happen? And it's clear that was the right move at the right time. It's paying off. The front office now is proving that they get it. And you got to remember that so many, and we'll get to a couple other things here as we get ready for the Arizona Cardinals. But you got to remember that there's so many franchises that don't really have it figured out. The Jets, the Cowboys, right? The list kind of goes on and on. All of a sudden, you look at the Panthers are just horrific. Jaguars are terrible. There's this handful of teams. There's 6, 7 of them. It's like, oh boy, you have no idea what you're doing. Where the Chargers, in the first offseason for Joe Ortiz and Jim Harbaugh, were strategic, mature, forward-thinking, trying to solve for now, but also keeping options open for, it's not a 1-year thing. It's let's keep this thing sustainable. Kind of the fans are behind it. You look at the Jets, it's just all in for what, right? What are you doing? So love that this move has taken place. And now here's what's interesting is a little bit more on J.K. Dobbins. J.K. Dobbins welcomed himself back in the NFL in the first 2 weeks of the season where he rushed for a combined 266 and 2 touchdowns against Raiders, Panthers. Terrible teams, whatever, don't care. Raiders, another one. That's just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what they're doing. So then he had some offensive tackles. Slater and Alt missed some games, but then he gets back into it. So Maurice Jones-Drew said Dobbins bounced back after a few weeks down. He rushed for 96 and a touchdown on 25 carries. Marking the first time in his career that he's had at least 18 carries in a game. That's another big key right here. At least 18 carries, showing that he can kind of carry the rock more than he has in the past. I love that. Now, as you turn your attention to the Cardinals, let me know in the comments your score prediction on that. I think the Chargers win this. I think it's 27-20. And I think the Chargers win. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. One of the things about the Cardinals is the Lions have played the Cardinals. They have an aggressive, fast defense. But it's just not very big. It looks like they've got just a bunch of strong safeties out there, which is really advantageous because they're fast and they can fly around. But they just can't stop if you can get a push going. So the Lions were able to push them around, of course, pretty easily. So I think the Chargers are going to be able to do very similar. Push this team around, control the clock, big throws by Herbert, and they're going to get another win. And we've gone over it here last couple videos of this schedule. The next 5 games are manageable teams that you just got to take advantage of it. Someone said it's not who you play, but when you play them. So meaning you got some teams kind of reeling, teams that aren't doing very well. This is the opportunity that you can really take advantage of them. Also talked about DJ Chark coming back. Really big. DJ Chark is a fascinating player. He was with the Lions. He was with the Jaguars, Lions, then the Panthers, bounced around. Now he's here, and he's really good. And it's like, so then why? What's the deal? He's just injured. It's just one of those guys, and it just happens to be a situation where he's injured. So let me know in the comments as well. Would you trade for Mike Williams? Mike Williams is kind of available. Aaron Rodgers makes comments about him. Aaron Rodgers, by the way, here's why people don't like him. Because it's like, how dumb do you think we are? He acts like, no, I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I didn't do this. I didn't know about this. I didn't know. I didn't have anything to do with that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's what you say. That's right. So Aaron Rodgers. Anyway, back to Mike Williams. You could get Mike Williams, it feels like, I don't know, 5th, 6th round. But what's happened now in today's NFL, and this is what's so beautiful about the NFL, is like, and why it's a year-round thing that you follow, is because the draft is so valuable. Those late-round picks now are so valuable. They just are. You have an opportunity to pick somebody, hit on them, maybe not, but what if you do? What if you do hit on a 5th-round pick, 6th-round pick? It's too valuable. So maybe they roll with what they've got. Every team's going through this where they're losing guys left and right, so I mean, there's a lot of injuries out there. Wide receivers, offensive linemen. You're just kind of wondering, defense. Do I want to get a guy that's just familiar with it, with everything and everybody, and he's still kind of a big time player? I think so. I'm good with. I like the idea of it, but I think ultimately, you're so early in the rebuild. Every pick is so valuable. It's not aggressive time. I think with the Lions, you build it up. You've got it where you want. Now, if you want to get aggressive, now's the time. But you got to get that nucleus and core in place before you start trading picks for Mike Williams. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Going for 10,000 subs on this channel. The support's been great. Just I think it's cool to hear an outsider's perspective just on your team. And, Chargers are just... It's fun to watch, fun to see Jim Harbaugh do his thing. I don't know how he does it. I really don't. I'm trying to figure it out. How he just loves football. He knows the game of football. And that's what's cool about football, though, too. Like, coaching matters so much. So that's why you see these guys trying to find them, man. You're trying to find a coach-quarterback combination. The Chargers have it. So it's awesome. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and we will see all of you on the next one.